John the Baptist, and then the next verse, 685. And this is confirmed with the Bible too. Like they're in sync.
So you get it? So every messenger that came afterwards, because Allah made a covenant. It doesn't say a singular prophet, it says with the prophets. So any messenger that comes after, for the prophets to support that messenger, what was revealed to Moses and what's his name? Abraham and all them people. Anybody who came out, any prophets between Jesus and David, they all, to be affirmed as messengers, they all, according to this covenant, they all had to keep on confirming what was revealed through the previous prophets. So there's like a chain of prophethood here, according to the covenant. And it's applicable to any messenger that comes, right? Even Isa, for Isa to know that truly this is a messenger from God, he came confirming what was before. And we know that the prophets were around during the time of Isa with Zechariah and John. Zechariah and John, we could say that confirmed what Isa was teaching, because it aligned with what they had.
Messengers in general, prophets,
that's what I said.
Wait, let me finish and let you speak. And also the Prophet Muhammad. So let me talk now, because you talk.
I didn't go into the point because I was sort of explaining what you.
Okay, go ahead. When you finished, I thought you finished. So
now, along the lines of what we're asking, one of the things is that during the time of Muhammad, who are the prophets that existed then who confirmed what Muhammad was teaching?
Say that again. Which prophets confirmed what Muhammad was teaching?
So that we
don't have any written evidence from any prophets, historically speaking. So we can't say.
And I have an answer.
I will say one thing on that very quickly. One of the reasons, actually, this completely ties into what you're saying, Simplicity, because you need to understand where I'm coming from. This, you're saying, these prophets are saying that they're going to support one another, or let's say we're saying that's going to support Muhammad. Which prophet? Are you saying from biblical perspective? Or
no, I'm not talking about biblical. I'm talking from the Quran. I'm quoting Quran. So from the Quran, it says it. Not what I say. It's not what Ibn Kathir says. It's what the Quran says.
And your question was what was it again?
During the time of Muhammad, who were the prophets that confirmed to us that what Muhammad is saying aligns with the scripture and the wisdom, according to this covenant?
Why does that matter?
Because otherwise this passage is null and void.
Isaac, he doesn't understand the Quran even.
Why is it null and void?
Because there's a covenant.
Yeah.
And this covenant, right, for you to make it applicable to Muhammad, that means they had to be prophets with the scripture and the wisdom during the time of Muhammad, so that when Muhammad
who said during the time of Muhammad?
By the way.
No. Hold a second, sorry, but who said these prophets must be during the time of Muhammad?
Because it says what they have with them.
No, it doesn't say what they have with them. Okay, it says, okay, guys, you don't understand Arabic, okay? The verse,
Where does it say that?
Okay, let me read it. Let me read it.
Wait, can I read the whole verse?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tell me if you disagree. So this is Abdul Hadim or Mustafa Khattab or whatever. God took a pledge from the prophets, right? With the prophets, it's, by the way, it's Jama, and it's like all the prophets. So this will include Jesus, Moses, all of them, right? Mithaq al-Nabiyyin, like this is all the prophets. So we have 25 prophets in the Quran, so it would include them and all the other prophets that are unnamed, because we don't know the name of every single prophet, because prophets, were sent all around the world. So it says an-Nabiyyin, which in the Arabic clearly is like Jama' for all the prophets, basically. So 25 prophets are mentioned in the Quran, so it would include all 25 of those, because that's what it's saying. Because we know that these people are called prophets in the Quran. So if Moses uses these people are called prophets, when it says here prophets, it includes those people by definition. So Moses, Abraham, Jesus, Yaqub, Jacob, blah, blah, blah. So they're part of the prophets that are mentioned here when we just look at the Quran in totality. That's point number one. Point number two is, how do we know it's Muhammad, right? That's a good question. So I'm saying it's all the prophets and it's Muhammad. How do we know it's Muhammad? Because, let me let me talk for a little bit because I haven't really been able to respond at all, to be honest. If I were to say to you, when you look at the New Testament, you look at it holistically. You look at it, from Genesis all the way to Revelation, right? When Jesus says something, if we are going to have a disagreement on what Jesus says, we look at what Paul says to interpret that, because obviously Paul, you believe, he's the Holy Spirit, all that kind of stuff, or we go to Peter, or we go to Timothy, or whoever else, right? That's fine. From a Christian perspective, you'll do that. So we as Muslims will do essentially kind of a similar thing. We have the Quran, Prophet, but we also have his companions who are with him, his disciples, and his disciples, like Ibn Abbas and others, many others, by the way, said that this verse is referring to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The same way, if Jesus says something and Paul says this is what Jesus meant by that, or this is what this means, you're going to take that as the companion said that this refers to prophets in general, like prophet after prophet, and also the Prophet Muhammad specifically as well. Does that make sense?
So hold on,
because he doesn't have a covenant with the Sahaba. He has a covenant with the prophets. You said.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying the Prophet. I'm saying the Quran says you must follow the companions. The Prophet said you must follow them too. So
no. This has nothing to do with the companions.
No. I know. But how do we understand what the Quran says?
We read it.
Exactly. So what? Let me give you an example. It's irrelevant if they had it. Yeah, it's irrelevant if they had it with their. I mean, they kind of did, to be fair, because if this is referring to the Prophet Muhammad, which the companions are saying this is who it refers to, they have that first-hand knowledge. The same way the disciples have that first-hand knowledge. You believe in Paul because he has that first-hand knowledge, right? Tell me what part you disagree with.
All right, go ahead.
God took a pledge from the prophets, right? It should be all the prophets. It's fully plural. It's not 1, 2, 3. Do you affirm this and accept my pledge as binding upon you? And covenant, by the way, it's not saying covenant in the Christian term of covenant. It's just mithaq. Like even today, we use mithaq when it comes to like law or whatever else. Like
it's a pledge.
When we have like house dealings between people, they say the same thing. So this is not covenant in the Christian sense of covenant. But let me
contract.
Do you affirm this and accept my pledge as binding upon you? They said we do. He said, then bear witness, and I too will bear witness. So my argument, and tell me which part you disagree with this.
Yeah, that sounds like you're saying creed. That's a creed. We're talking about a covenant.
It says mithaq. We did aqidah. That's different. So it's a different concept.
We can say contract.
Yeah, like it. So it's a contract because they've been asked to affirm this and accept. But contract depends on how you define it. Anyway, let me continue. So my argument is that this is all the prophets because it says an-nabiyyin. Right, Mithaq an-nabiyyin, very clear. So, and we know that there's prophets in the Quran, so that would obviously include this. For example, if there's 12, let me just give an analogy so you understand what I'm saying.
Point number one, when you say all the prophets, right, is this also inclusive of messengers?
A messenger is by definition a prophet.
So therefore, how do you then apply that to the messenger? Are you saying when it says
a messenger by definition is a prophet? In Islam, the difference between
this contract, is it applicable to a singular messenger or any messenger mentioned in the Quran? For example, can this be applicable to Isa?
Makes sense?
Yeah. So the covenant is very
because
clear.
Because wait, let me answer how. If you look at the grammar, it says Mithaq an-nabiyyin. So akhadha Allah, God took a covenant or whatever the hell noun you want to use with all the prophets, and it says so after you. So every single prophet, like if comes after you, another messenger, will you affirm and will you must believe in him and support him? That's what it says, right? So it says if it comes after you, right? Like it comes, after you, will you support? Let me just finish. If comes after you a messenger, will you support him? Every single prophet said yes. So by definition, this includes all the prophets, including the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Because he's a prophet, obviously. Does that make sense?
Okay. Well,
and then...
What are we doing? I told you that we're going to start by reading the verse, right? Then because you told me you're going to explain to me why every Sahaba and all the company explain to the ayah. This is what I can agree with, right? There's a condition that, for an example, and this is the question that I know. Let's say Isa, he comes, right? Because the contract says that if a messenger comes to you, confess what is with you.
It didn't say that. It says a prophet. It says a prophet.
No, it's. What are you sure? It says whatever.
Yeah, it says an-nabiyyin. It doesn't say rusul. It says an-nabiyyin. Rusul is messengers. An-nabiyyin is prophets. Nabi is prophet. So. Yeah.
So you're saying that in the original Quran, there's no such thing as messenger?
No, bro. Rasul is messenger. Nabi is prophet. This is not complicated to understand.
Yeah, it says of the book
No,
and wisdom.
there's what
Then comes to you a messenger.
It says Nabiyin, bro. I thought you knew the meaning of Nabi. Just quickly Google it or something.
Let me bring up the. What's the name? Let me put it in my PTR. What's the name of this?
Give me a second. I need to charge my laptop to charge. Is it in your PTR?
Yeah, hold on. I'm putting it right now. Just give me a second.
I need to go in like 10 minutes anyway because I got work.
Alright, go to my PTR. That highlighted one. What is that? How do you read that?
Okay, that's a messenger.
So that's what it says, right?
No, but that's not
I'm
what
not
you
crazy.
said. That's not what you said. You said Allah made a covenant with the messengers. It's with the prophet.
Oh, okay, a contract. So no, a contract.
Yeah.
But
No. But you said with the messengers. That's what
it says.
No, it says with the prophets. Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. So now I'm talking about the content of the contract. It says that. So keep in mind. So
read it from the beginning.
I get it. When Allah took the covenant of the prophets.
Yeah, last time you said messengers. That's why.
Sorry, my bad. Maybe that's.
Yeah, it's fine. Continue. That's just important.
Yeah. So it says that whenever I give you scripture and wisdom, and there comes to you a messenger confirming what is with you, then it tells.
It doesn't say with you. It doesn't say. Where does it say that?
Confirming what is with you.
Where does it say that?
In the.
It doesn't say that. It says
confirm that which is with you. Hold on, it's in my PTR. It's in my PTR, bro.
Let me read it.
It's in my PTR. Let me see which one. Wait.
It's not in your PTR. It doesn't say.
Let me take it. I'll take it.
What is?
Let me take it and put it.
I put it in there.
That part.
M.S. Abdul Halim, the Oxford translation of the Quran says, messenger confirming what you have been given. If you want to say what they have with them, if you want to say with them, that's fine.
It says in with you, is with you.
Ma'akum.
Oh, that which is with you.
So
What's the issue?
Yeah, is with you. So they have it with them, correct? The scriptures.
Yeah.
You said where it says they have it with them.
Yeah, the prophets have it with them.
I thought you were referring to the previous ones, but go ahead, yeah. The Rasul, yes.
So fair enough. So
word for word translation, yeah.
No, so Simpson, I don't understand your argument, to be honest.
Well, I haven't
so this is saying. So wait. Let me explain. So this is saying. So these prophets have come, right? There's a covenant. They have been given scripture because that's lima ma'akum. That's what's with them, right? Because it says kitab wa hikmah.
Yeah, it's with them. In other words, they have it with them.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I was talking about previously with the prophets rather than with the messengers specifically. That's why I said this is with them. But with the Rasul and what the prophets have confirming the prophet. So the devil says the same thing. It says
so
that's with them as well. That's it with them as well.
So to come back to this ayat, right? So this is what I'm saying, right? So now that we understand it, this ayat, that means that let's say for example, if Isa, who is the messenger and a prophet, if he came to the prophets, whoever these prophets were during his time, right? And let's say his message didn't confirm the scriptures that they had, then that means that they shouldn't support him, right? According to this ayat.
Well, when you say it doesn't affirm what they had, you mean the prophets, correct?
Yeah.
But the prophets didn't have it.
No, I'm not saying they had the Bible. Whatever scripture and wisdom they had.
Yeah. Jesus must affirm. Yeah, Jesus must. I mean, when we say affirm, obviously it depends what you mean because there's abrogations and things like that, so it can't affirm everything. even the New Testament doesn't affirm the Old in everything. The Quran doesn't affirm the Old in everything. So even in the Quran, it says, as I'm sure you're aware, that Jesus made new laws that the Jews didn't already have. So he kind of, So I agree with you, though. I agree with you that Jesus obviously had to be affirmed in what the prophets had, 100%.
Yeah, and then what I'm now saying, if he didn't do that, then Jesus wouldn't be a messenger to them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's the current apparent understanding that I'm getting so far. That's what I understood as I read this ayat. So now we move on now to the other part now, where we're now saying that okay now first of all,
it doesn't say every single one. It doesn't say every.
I want to understand that part. Where do you get that understanding from? Because here it clearly says that confirm what is with you. But where do you get this understanding that now says not everything? Where are you getting that?
What do you mean? No, like for example, let me give an example. In the Quran, it says that when Jesus came, he abrogated some of the laws of the Jews. So by definition, he can't agree with everything. I mean, we believe in abrogation, obviously. We believe that different societies in the Quran have different Sharia. So we're completely aware of that verse in the Quran. When I say confirm everything, let me give you an example of what I mean by that. If I said from the Old Testament, you will say yes. But that doesn't mean you can't quote. So the same with this. Messengers came, that doesn't mean we do everything in that book, because as God says, messengers were sent to their nations. You know the verse in the Quran which says each prophet, each messenger was sent to their own nation with their own language, for example, right? So
which I don't particularly. I don't see that being a viable option for Netanyahu, which forces Trump into, rather than leadership, into like an uncomfortable place for him because it makes him look like Israel is actually giving him orders. I don't think he can afford that politically.
So what do you think is the most likely strike from the Americans and the most likely negotiated surrender from Iran?
Well, I think, I don't know what you mean by most likely strike by the Americans.
What would they hit?
Well, I mean, the first things they would hit would be anti-aircraft, and airplanes and runways, and then rockets. So, and I mean, I've said for a long time there are two outcomes here. One where the regime flees to Russia, Venezuela, wherever, and there is not a war, and one where there is a war and those same people are dead.
So in your scenario, the U.S. doesn't bomb the bunkers, the regime is hanging on.
Yeah, well, I don't know how easily bombable those bunkers are, but regardless, like they'll get hit. Like they're all gonna die if there's a war.
Probably a good amount of moral hazard to letting go Ayatollahs either escape or live.
I have a different question. Is the Syrian president still in Russia? Assad?
Yeah, he's still. There's 17 apartments in Moscow, according to intelligence that I read. I don't know what he needs 17 apartments for.
With the
maybe he has lots of move around the city.
He rents.
Yeah, no, yeah, he has access to.
Oh yeah, you think he's got like a side hustle?
No, I think
I don't think he needs the money.
Yeah, I think he moves around so no one knows which apartment he's in at any given day.
I think that some of the apartments need to be occupied by his decoys.
Maybe he has to house his bodyguards.
Maybe.
He's got plenty of stuff he's got to deal with. You tried being an exile
Dictator in exile. It's tough.
Yeah, it ain't so easy, buddy.
And it sucks to be in a cold weather country when you're used to the Middle East.
How many wives does he have?
Former life? Weren't you an exiled dictator?
What?
I think was I an exiled dictator at one point?
At one point.
Not yet. Why?
Check in with his wife.
don't dictate, and I don't exile easy.
I think there's a lot of moral hazard to not killing the Ayatollahs or letting them live or move somewhere else. Because what it would show to other parties in the world is that you can kind of play Trump. In other words, that it goes back to Taco, right? Trump always
was created. He wasn't. Get off my dick. Stop saying my name. Exactly. Right now. And not to worry about already explained that already. When I spend that name, these niggas literally told me not to say my name, but they tell me what name.
I agree.
I just did. Hey, kind of. They really asked for a question.
From, a big display of military force.
Hey, so look, right or wrong, on my nigga Nick, did we not call every...
Trying to get it back to the negotiating table, and then they'll basically, playing for a fool. Because
exactly, they'll string them along and say, yeah, sure. And then when it comes to implementation, they'll be like, don't worry about it. They'll string along. Like JCPOA was a farce,
they'll do what they've always done, which is string along Western...
obfuscate.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, the other argument, though, is that it's exactly what he's done in Gaza, but also maybe what he's done in Gaza isn't bad, even though no one actually is holding by the ceasefire, right? It's created a very different narrative, a very different tempo. In theory, things might get done without them actually saying, yes, we'll give up our arms.
Well, it seems like now Israel's going to have to go and forcibly disarm them.
Oh no, those 5 countries are going to do it.
No, they're not.
I know, that's what I was saying yesterday. I was like, there's no way they're doing that.
It was always going to be Israel. There was no other option. It's all farce. The board is peace.
The Bop.
With some exceptions, a bunch of second-rate countries, maybe third-rate.
How dare you insult glorious Kazakhstan?
That's the first one that came to mind, Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan is potentially very well suited to take that role.
Exactly. Sacha Baron Cohen is very proud.
No, but they actually have a fairly sizable professional military.
I know. I hear. Disinterested. They're there.
Disinterested.
The Indonesians, the Moroccans, the Kazaki. And then we had, the Kosovo soldiers.
Buffalo soldiers.
That and Armenia are the stretches.
Kosovo and Armenia.
Armenia is one of the 5.
That's right. Armenia preventing Armenian genocides from occurring at all.
Did Israel prevail in keeping Turkey out of it?
Yes.
Yeah. I guess they did. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, if Turkey had slightly different leadership, they could have been a very good option.
Yeah, dictators really suck.
Yeah. Knock it off, dictators.
دلم برد خیلی تنگ شده.
No, it's not Armenia, it's Albania.
I was like, Armenia? No, there's no way.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, I was listening. They're all Muslim countries.
Yeah, and Kosovo and Albania I'll take Albania for that.
and I never feel a Muslim presence, so I'll let them be the leader in that area.
Yeah, but who's going to fund the rebuilding of Gaza? Do we know yet? Is it all Qatar?
Not Israel.
For sure.
Kazakhstan has to patrol Gaza City.
Kazakhstan. It's crazy. I saw that 1 week before it was flattened. From steroid.
It'll be fine.
Hi, Rena. Hello, Rena. Hey, Rena. She came away? She came away.
And she danced like she had never danced before. And there was
They miscalculated. We don't care about nobody. Until Hamas disarms,
Well, Rabbi, I have a
nobody.
question for you, if you don't mind, right? I want to know what your affiliation is, because I'm not quite sure if you are
It doesn't matter.
on
It
the
doesn't
Israeli
matter. It doesn't
side
matter
or
what my
if you're on
affiliation
the
is.
American
We're not
side.
talking about me. We're saying as long as Hamas is inside of Gaza, everybody who's around Hamas is also going to die. That's what we're saying. So till they disarm, people are going to die. Women, children, elderly people, handicapped people, everyone's going to die until Hamas disarms. It's that simple.
So if I label you as Hamas, right? Like, let's just say in a fantastic
No, I didn't
world,
say you. I said if you're standing next to Hamas,
I am
you
the
don't have
Jewish
to be labeled.
overlord,
You don't
and I
have
just
to
say,
be
hey,
labeled.
you're a fucking Hamas mate. So
That's it. That's it. Until
what's
they
gonna happen
disarm, you'll die.
I don't know, man. You're talking about a worldview that is just unilaterally
That's what's
unattractive
happening
to
right
anyone.
now as we speak.
I personally don't believe in no
We
fucking
don't care
chosen
what you
people.
think. You do not. You're not in the military. Oh.
It filters
What are you talking about?
your interactions. I'm just saying, if you're around a lot of people that you feel are just not registering logic or reason, just ask them.
The thing is,
The
thing is, Illumi, that even if
Repetitively punish, you don't have to exile.
That's not the point. The point is that as long as they give me a mic and I have an opportunity to tell the truth, I will, because that's the most important thing.
we must not allow them to perpetuate and allow their false narrative to take place. And on over my dead body, will they ever get to
what is your methodology to actually
because
make this actually happen?
at the end of the day, we're going to have to get justice if we're going to ever have peace. In order to get justice, one of the first things that will have to happen is acknowledgement. In order for that acknowledgement to happen, I'm going to make sure very well that I have all the proof that I need, that they were told in real time what was happening, and they ignored it, and they have to be accountable for that.
Can I answer this?
So there's a method to my madness, whether you think it's emotional or not.
You know what, Jake? Actually, this might be
accountability that they might have to face is something that you yourself, unfortunately, in like you just expressed, experience in a minor way when you.
Hello out there. Was that Tampa?
Name this room, CM. Welcome to Iran War Now, CM. AKA name this clubhouse room.
You want the green bean?
Put your guess in the chat.
Is my phone breaking?
You're going to get about 10 to 30 seconds of each room, and then you tell me which room it is and who's speaking. Next room, here we go.
Well, on maybe. I don't know. Anyone else? Does it maybe do it for you guys? Maybe not.
No guess?
All right, well.
Name this clown house user.
That makes it better.
Oh, kiss and pat a couple for me, please.
No, they're going to get kicked with steel-toed boots.
Stop it.
Yeah. They've been insults. So, you know, there is an Arabic saying. This is kind of funny. An Arabic saying. I believe it's actually written in the Torah.
It's an Arabic saying written in the Torah.
As long as the version of the Torah is. Beat your wife once a day. Because if you don't know what she did, she does. So, yeah.
I know some women who beat their husband.
Women that beat their husbands. Do you know anybody like that, CM?
By the Democrats to be president.
Oh. Actually, he doesn't seem like a crazy person. I'm not against him.
Right, he's not crazy.
I mean, not to be crazy in politics.
Which is why the Democrats won't nominate him.
That's right. That's actually right.
I'm still mad at the Democrats for letting fucking Biden run second.
Name this room. You got 10 to 30 seconds, CM. Go ahead. Name this room!
I'm really trying to have a conversation.
You don't understand. It's a blame shift, brother.
Okay, look. I hear where you coming from. Completely. But what I'm telling you is that the picture you just painted ain't it. It's not it. That's not me. I'm letting you know what the fuck I'm doing.
Damn, he's letting you know what the fuck he doing. Dog. We've expanded operations even more today. More than ever before.
Sometimes these things can be upsetting. But there is capital punishment in the eyes of the Creator.
So what about the jihadis that were taking innocent people's lives? Should we also have that same punishment for them?
Yes, if they are taking innocent people's lives, then yes, that's actually, we are against, it violates our Sharia, so there's no such thing as jihadists taking innocent people's lives. So, but there is also casualties of war, but again, we are in no way or shape or form does Islam condone and this is, we have this backed in authoritative statements, so this is deduction. So, yeah, no other religion has this.
Also, I wanted to make a statement that we have been condemning jihadists, ISIS.
We don't condemn jihadists, we condemn terrorists who target innocent.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I meant.
They're jihadists.
Wait. I'm not finished. But what I've seen on the other side is that not a lot of Jews are condoning, are saying this is wrong. What is happening in the West Bank, especially right now, what's happening in the West Bank as we speak, the fucking genocide that happened. I'm not finished. The genocide that literally happened in 4K in our eyes in Gaza Strip, and was their fault of this and that, and now you guys and a lot of people in Israel are trying to do this thing like, did Palestine even exist? Is it even a territory? This whole gaslighting and erasing history. And this is why people like me and myself, I'm not finished.
Sheikh, shut the fuck up. As if we even showed you, that is going to register. I promise you it won't register, bro.
Let her finish, bro.
Alright, slow.
My thing was this, I don't understand the pacifist mentality.
Was that BB? What the fuck are you even
some
doing,
of these people, because in one instance they want to condemn the deliberate bombing and targeting of innocent women and children, but yet at the same time they deem justice would be locking someone up. Life, but yet they still able to eat, watch TV, have civil rights. Because when you're in prison, you don't lose civil rights. You lose your liberty to be free, but you're still going to eat. You're still going to be able to exercise. You'll still be able to read books. You strip that from innocent people. Why should you not get capital punishment now?
And I agree, and Emrose can't justify that, unfortunately, and she continues to dwindle or spiral.
You want mercy for your people, but your people did not give mercy to innocent people. It doesn't work that way.
She's holding to a liberal value, against capital punishment.
This is not the way of justice.
I've been trying to explain that to her logically and trying to showcase to her that her ideals are subjective. She cannot impose them on other people. She can feel that this is strongly what should be a human right or a human dignity. But again, there's no way to logically prove this. And so, again, it's pointless to argue.
Well, how do you What I understand is these people lost their dignity. They forfeited it when they killed innocent women and children.
I'm saying one emotional appeal is enough. If the whole theme is emotional appeals, then just stop debating.
Where does they go? Because I'm trying to go.
Where do you want to go?
I wanted to say hello. Hi, Maud here. I just wanted to say assalamu alaikum to them.
How are you, Wednesday?
I missed you.
May that be your cue.
Shalom Mubarak.
Shalom to you too.
Ramadan Mubarak, mentioned them.
Mubarak, Ramadan Mubarak to you too.
Shalom Mubarak to everyone as well.
Sheikh, what's your position? You've been making little comments.
My position?
I don't know who you are.
His position is upside down.
If we can get a position set up where these people stop talking in Arabic and just listen to these kind people.
That's a new world. Do you not see the Quranic system? Do you really want to be like...
Well, I'm a Christian. Check this out.
You are a Christian as much as the Jew is a Muslim.
And you're as Muslim as Muhammad is a prophet.
Oh,
thank you.
That's the kindest thing you've said. Anybody's ever said.
That's really the most kindest things.
I guess we both can agree. So awesome.
So you're a Christian?
Let's see. I can justify my shit, and you'll always be a blabbering slut.
And you have a problem with Christians speaking Arabic? We use it as
Wait. We're having a real debate. If you don't want to debate, and if you're trying to get the fuck
this. I'm sorry, but the idea that justice means executing people is abhorrent to me. I'm sorry. I fully acknowledge the need for justice, but to say that the only way
انا ماليش دخل، انا راح اطلع عن ديني اذا هي بترجع بتحكي لي حاجه emotional. I'm done. You've reached my limit. It's gonna
okay, she could be emotional, that's fine.
I need 3 more hours to give it to you straight.
She's a pacifist, so she's coming at it from that.
No, it has nothing to do with emotion. It's a moral perception. It's a value. Capital punishment. Nobody.
It's your subjective value. Stop putting it up my ass. Stop shoving it up my ass.
But it's not an emotional argument.
It is an emotional argument. So you're saying it's a logical argument.
Wait, I'm sorry.
What the hell?
Isn't it one of the commandments? Thou shalt not murder.
Let it finish.
Who the fuck died and gave you the right to kill people?
Can you go figure out your ethics first, Rose?
Yes, I don't believe you could kill people.
No, I actually think like an academic system of ethics.
Well, she is coming at it from a pacifist, though.
So she's coming from an idea. Edward, she's coming from an idea. Pacifist is an idea. It's a.
Yeah, no, I'm saying she is coming at it from a perspective.
Just settle this, and Rose will say what she wants. She'll land her plane, and then finish with her.
I'm sorry, but I think there are
no need to continue to like.
And you don't need to make them because the U.S. is full of legal analysis, moral analysis, ethical analysis of why capital punishment is wrong. There are theological arguments against it, and personally, I agree with all of them. Capital punishment is never okay. And the idea that the only way to achieve justice is by executing people is horrifying.
Okay, when someone comes and executes your family members and you still feel that way, then I'll take your opinion into consideration. But until then, with all due respect, that is a subjective ideal. That is not something that you could prove it logically that we need to hold to.
When I was 10 years old for the first time, I saw a bus bomb. I still don't believe they should be killed because of that.
We're talking murder here.
Well, I mean, these people are going to get killed, so it's not like you're scared.
Resistance thinks that justice. I said that justice means that that anybody that was part of the IDF, even if it's a cook, then it has to face a judge. If it was a cook doing the genocide, then it has to serve a week or a month in jail. If you were a sniper, then you get life without parole. But that is justice. And resistance said that he thinks the only way is by executing them.
And hold on, so
resistance is correct. There needs to be a deterrence established, and we need to make an example. If our prophet made an example of the Jews who committed treason in Medina, then we are no better than the example of our prophet. If the prophet did this, then we will do it if we decide to do so.
Do you understand how insane you sound?
No, I'm being logically consistent.
No, you're actually being anything but logical.
Go to ChatGPT and ask that question.
Hold on. Why is it your ideology, your pacifism, and your, like you said, you appreciate what Americanism, your Western value and view of capital punishment is? Why do you believe that is superior to what God's law is? You see, because I'm coming at it in the aspect of what the Creator deems
for the state of
What if I don't believe in the same
God? So how has that made more sense than what I'm saying? Dude, your idea is subjective. Hey, if these
idea is not superior to God, that's my point.
Okay, if that's your point, then why not just support what I'm saying?
And your religious idea is not superior to my religious ideas, which is why we don't Rose,
do you use AI for God's sake? Just use it once.
Based on religious on religious narratives because we don't share them. So we came up with a system that everybody
That's your belief. That's your belief. Stop imposing your framework as the absolute truth. It is not. Just respect that. I am not imposing on you Islam right now, even though I believe it to be the absolute truth. No, but it's not about that. It's about recognizing that you are privileging yourself, and you continue to refuse to do that, even though I've proven it to you logically.
What are you talking about? You are not making any sense. Looking this respectfully, even though this could be applied to Israel, Palestine, the occupation, generally speaking, the idea of capital punishment is wrong. Period. I'm sorry, and this is
okay. You continue. We heard you. None of us are dead.
What are you objecting to?
I'm objecting to the constant repetition of expressing your opinion and then telling us we must accept this even though there is no logical necessity for us to accept this.
I didn't say you must, but I called you out on it because I think it's wrong.
Okay, so you think our God is wrong, Ambrose.
That's fine.
Duly
you get
noted.
To have that, but I get to say the opposite.
And that's fine, and I respect it.
And we respect that. That's fine. But that's where it stops.
That's your view, but that's it. Exactly. I believe
that's subjective, and we agree to differ.
And I also believe that the people in Israel, the ones who support the Israeli government, the genocide, the apartheid, the occupation, I believe those people need to go through a catastrophic.
No, there needs to be justice. You just said it. Justice.
And what is justice to you?
Divine justice. And according to the Torah, and according to their own law, as our prophet ruled. As our prophet ruled. Resistance has to give you the same answer.
What is justice to you? What does it mean in practice?
Justice to me is that the Israeli government and every ideology. Everyone, I don't care, even anyone who serves in the idea, anyone that supports the Israeli,
God, man,
all must be executed. They all must go to stand trial.
You're talking about killing millions.
You shouldn't. Who told you to come to the Muslim holy land and kill a lot of Muslims? Yes, this is the guys. Come on, we decide to execute your male-fighting population. It is our right to do so. And we're going to make an example out of it.
Hold on. So we said no motions, right?
Innocent millions.
Resistance. Hold on 1 second.
These people that I'm talking about aren't innocent.
So when from the Islamic paradigm, we don't just prescribe capital punishment to whoever we want.
You have to explain that to me when you know these people.
I'm talking to Emrose. I'm talking to Emrose. I'm talking to Emrose.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Emrose, so when it comes to the Islamic paradigm, we don't prescribe the death penalty just because we want to and to whomever we choose, or because we're angry or we want retribution. It is in very specific circumstances where the crime is grave enough that it affects society and has the potential to disrupt and cause a dangerous situation to other people if the person is not executed. And it's a very high bar to be able to cross. So it's not like it's done or prescribed. As a matter of fact, a lot of scholars believe that judges need to find ways around capital punishment, meaning other ways of punishing, and that would be the last resort. So it's not a first resort punishment in Islam, and it does come with due process.
Again, we don't have to sit there and justify our moral system because, again, she cannot provide.
Well, that's not justification, it's teaching.
Nor does she even know what ethics she prescribes. She doesn't know she's a consequentialist. She doesn't show she's a...
even if that is the process.
Virtue.
If that's the new process, she doesn't believe that should be the ultimate outcome.
We heard that. Bro, y'all gonna drive me crazy, man. What am I special?
I've been crazy for like 3 years, so don't worry about it.
I'm driving. Look, I educated you guys. You should be thanking God, Muhammad, and me in the single digits.
That's okay.
No,
come on.
Like seriously, if it wasn't for Baldwin or Alhamdulillah or me, you guys would be getting spanked by Zionists left and right.
Oh, not me.
I highly doubt that.
I'm undefeated.
Are you fucking kidding me, Edward?
I've been debating and destroying Zionists
Okay,
long before I met you.
All right, man. You're part of the club. I got you. Even though, again,
There's no club.
They overwhelm you and they try to break your niceness thing. And I've seen that. Remember the days that what's his name? What's that fucker Australian guy's name? Rohan used to take you behind the Zionist bathrooms, and they were all getting up.
You are making shit up. You're disgusting. And what happened to Ramadan?
That was
what happened to Ramadan? Oh, it doesn't exist for you anymore. All of a sudden.
Using an analogy that is common, it's not a crude statement.
It's a disgusting crude statement, and it's a lie.
It's just a speech that is commonly known.
No, you made a vulgar statement about me. Homosexual statement, and you lied. And earlier you talked about Ramadan.
I was triggering.
You talked about Ramadan. So you're hypocritical too.
Okay, Diana. Okay. I'm sorry for both of you. I'm sorry, Edward. I'm sorry, Cynic. I said sorry to both of you. Please.
I'm just waiting on the AI, man. Can't wait till they integrate that and shit starts like scoring. It will be so gamified then, and we don't have to do these fucking pedantic, subjective tango.
And then we could thank you and the prophet and God all in the same sentence.
I don't need your appeasement. At that point, I just need the game theory.
All right. We sat in a room.
Look, just get me my computer. That's all I care about.
Is Iran going to kick Israel's ass? What do you guys think? Any opposition?
Well, I know they had they just had more talks today. I don't know what the outcome has been. They haven't really reported on it, but they've been talking all day today with both of them.
So the second round they have today?
Today's the third round.
Also, I would like to add, like, you for those Zionists or Jews that live in Israel.
Rio, I thought you wanted to come up.
Y'all not hearing me? Or is this like?
We hear you, Wednesday.
Oh my God! I was saying Rio wanted to come up earlier, so ask him if he wanted to come up.
Okay, thank you. Do you guys don't feel like y'all being like played with? Like, if the United States decide to go to war with Iran, American lives, yes, soldiers will be affected, but not as civilians, right? You guys will be more affected, and the surrounding Middle Eastern countries. Shouldn't you be fearful of Iran? I mean,
Wednesday, can I ask a clarifying question? When you say you guys, are you referring to?
According to their own law, as our prophet ruled.
Resistance.
As our prophet ruled.
I'm referring more to that. Because I think.
So everybody's talking about some kind of software on their phones. It's so fucking stupid people are. Sexual mail is the ultimate.
And even if the United States does decide to attack Iran, America
is not superior to God. That's my point. I know Wednesday, but as an Iranian, I'll tell you. But the scenario that I fear is that because this is the first time that openly the military attacks. It's not superior to God. I fear that.
Okay, if that's your point, then why not just support what I'm saying?
That's true.
But you're just saying the same thing.
They've done in the past where they attacked the U.S. base in Iraq or in Qatar. Those times it was staged. They were given the Islamic Republic gave America prior notice to move their servicemen so that they're not killed so that the war doesn't escalate. Okay. But if they feel like, yeah, you're going for regime change, you're trying to kill the Ayatollah, you're trying to single digits and uproot the regime, and they're going to feel like they have nothing to lose. So then why not kill U.S. servicemen? Okay, that happens. What do you think America's response will be? It's going to be a nightmare.
Me in the single digits.
And that's the scenario that I'm scared of. That type of rapid escalation.
Seriously, if it wasn't for or me, you guys
it's very frightening.
But you know what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to react.
Of course. I don't see any other scenario. And by the way, Wednesday, I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for M. Rose, but she's Israeli. Let her come up and tell her how she feels about it.
Well, I did. Well, she was here.
M. Rose is in the audience. Come up and tell. I don't want to speak for her, but I'm pretty sure she's not for the attacks either because of the consequences of. I mean, Iran's attacks last time on Israel. It was more to show what
about the justice that we believe as Muslims should happen to anyone who committed those war crimes. And once they get their due process,
every regime is getting very close to falling. It seems like
ideology on what should take place. She believes these people should be given their lives, to live, whether for a short time in prison or for life. She doesn't believe in capital punishment, which is absurd when these people have committed war crimes.
Okay. Resistance, are you American? I'm just curious.
Yes, I am. Of course I'm.
Okay. So do you think that U.S. soldiers who have done war crimes should also be subject to capital punishment?
Everyone that did, for example, Afghanistan, every soldier that took place in Iraq, every soldier that did all those disgusting acts in Abu Ghraib, all of them should have faced capital punishment. All of them should have been tried at The Hague, and all of them should have faced the noose. The same way they love putting the Muslims on nooses, like Saddam Hussein and Gaddafi. Why is it good for the Arabs to get capital punishment, but not the Americans and the Israelis? I would love to know this.
So that's a theory. How would it be implemented, though?
What do you mean it's a theory?
He said a theory that happens.
Asking the question.
No.
He asked the question.
Understood me, Edward. Calm your tits. Not the theory of the Muslims or Arabs getting killed. I'm talking about how are you going to enforce that for American soldiers getting killed? How are you going to enforce that? Like you're saying it should happen, but how do you make it happen in reality?
Just asked you a question, though. You're talking about how to implement, and he asked you the question as to why shouldn't it be. So, do you believe it should be or shouldn't be?
I think the soldier. Listen, if the soldiers are acting under the rule of their command, it has to be.
I was thrilled, actually. I was moved.
The order should be responsible. Now,
they didn't do that to the Germans in World War II. They didn't do that to them. So once again, why is it good for everyone else, but not for the Americans and the Israelis?
I think it sounds like he's agreeing with you, Resistance, in a way.
The Nazis are being hunted in Argentina when they're like in their 80s and 90s because they served out orders. I don't think that was right either. I think so.
Once again, I'm not basing this on what you believe is right or wrong. It's irrelevant to me. I simply asked the same question, and he asked you the same thing. He reiterated for me. Why is it when these things were done to Muslims or to other peoples of different nations, Why is that standard not applicable to Americans and Israelis?
Yeah, they
commit war crimes.
Hold on, but
is not superior to God. That's my point.
They didn't catch every single person. That's why.
No,
they could
have. There were plenty of people. No, that's not true. There were plenty of people that were part of the Ba'athist regime, that were part of the old Iraqi army that went into Kuwait and all of that stuff, and did Iran and everything, right? That weren't tried. That were just like, go. Similarly with the Nazis,
they didn't commit war crimes. The Nazis were, though.
No, they did commit war crimes, or they were partaking in war crimes to a certain extent, or they were supporters for people who did commit war crimes. Even the Nazis, even the Japanese, same thing. Many prominent Nazis were actually let go as a result of the Nuremberg trials and went on to leading normal lives. Many prominent Nazis served
you can go back and read the
years and then were let go. Went on to lead as accountants.
Well, then they didn't administer justice properly. They're hypocrites.
But if you're pointing to that as the standard,
I'm pointing that as the standard. They all should have got capital.
I want to ask Benny.
You think every single Nazi should have been sentenced to death?
Absolutely.
But hold on, Benny. Do you agree? Do you agree though? That, and I want to get your opinion on this. That the Nazis. So when it comes to, for example, the Palestinians, the Syrians. I'll just use the Palestinians because it's not like, Palestinians are punished by death. I mean that's in the West Bank, obviously the genocide, but in the West Bank alone, you're allowed to kill a Palestinian without a trial.
Yeah, that's wrong.
Now, are you saying that the Nazis had they had it? I mean, the West implemented a justice system or due process when it comes to the Nazis.
Yeah, it's called the Nuremberg trials.
Okay, and a lot of them were not killed, or were not.
Because there's a lot of them were not killed. A lot of them were placed in prison for a period of time, depending on the extent of their crimes. And it's not just alleged crimes; it's crimes that you can prove happened, right? So there's evidence. They were all given lawyers, right? They all had a right to an attorney. There are a few exceptions to this, but I don't want to touch on the exceptions. I want to look at the general, right, rule of law, the general architecture of the justice system, right? And it was the same, by the way, for the Imperial Japanese. There was I think they were called the Tokyo trials.
So the Japanese and the Nazis had more due process than the Palestinians?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I want to say something.
No, I'm not. If you think I'm defending, what settlers do in the West Bank, absolutely. That's not what I'm advocating for at all.
No.
What was done in the Nuremberg trials was there.
Yeah, no, I was not thinking you would say anything different. I just wanted it out there, somebody to say it except me. And
can I say something? And now the difference between, because I don't know the laws or the bylaws of the militaries, for example, the Germans or the Japanese, but I do know about the American ones. And what I do know is that an American soldier can refuse to carry out war crimes. So if you're in the U.S. military as a soldier, I don't care if you have 5-star generals, the commander-in-chief, if they order you to do something that you know is a war crime and you carry it out, you should face justice and
resistance,
capital punishment.
Resistance. I want resistance.
That's why we have laws. Hold on, Emerald, so I can land. Hold on. So that is the difference. We actually have military laws. So even if you're a common soldier, if you carry out a war crime, just because a superior tells you to do it, you are guilty.
So resistance. Resistance. I have a question. 2 questions actually. First of all, regarding what you just said, and please don't answer, wait for me to ask the second question. My first question regarding what you said, I'm sorry, did I somehow miss the executions of all the U.S. personnel that served in Abu Ghraib? that somehow evade me? Did they all get capital punishment? I don't see you protesting the streets about that. Second of all, if you want to execute millions, could you kindly explain to me in what practical way do you plan to do this? Is there a system, like a design system that you want to use specifically that will make it efficient to exterminate millions of people? Have you thought about the actual pragmatics of that and what that means?
Yes.
You just want people to
I don't think you heard what I said before. Because they asked me that same question. Yes, the people that did those horrific war crimes in Abu Ghraib should have all faced the death penalty. Every last one of them. And how do you do it? Since America loves putting people on death row until their day of death, that's how they would do it. You put them in military prisons until their day comes to where they face execution.
Again, how are you going to incarcerate millions?
The same way they incarcerate millions in America. You lock them up and you put them in a prison.
How? Where do you build? How do you build a prison that is big enough to accommodate millions that you eventually need to execute?
They're gonna build multiple facilities, same way they have here in America. They house
facilities. What will they be
doing
in those?
They house millions.
What will they be doing?
They house millions of people in America now.
What will they be doing in those facilities?
Sitting in death row.
Okay, and what will that be? A concentration of people on death row. So effectively, you're suggesting concentration and extermination camps. Sounds familiar?
It's like execution of innocent people. You see, that's the concept you're not getting. So I think you need to take your disgusting words back. See, and this is the problem with you. You try to make
idiot.
Look, you see, this is then when I curse her out and I call her honey, I'm wrong. This is the mindset of these disgusting
There we go.
They try to put everything like the Holocaust. This is not the Holocaust. Those people that were executed during the Holocaust were innocent. These people are not innocent. Do you not understand that? What concept do you not understand about that? These are not innocent people getting put to death. These are criminals. That is indifferent. I am suggesting that criminals that committed war crimes and that killed innocent men, women, and children should be executed. You see, so that's the type of disgusting you are, because you try to put everything in the framework of what happened to the fucking Jews, and it don't work that way. No. I didn't hear any of you say M. Rose don't be hypocrites. When she was just insulting me.
She cut the vote first.
I don't care. She insulted me and called me out my name. So now I'm gonna talk to her the way she needs to talk. And she's acting like an animal.
You don't have to mention that she's Jewish. You never said anything about you being Muslim. But she is Jewish. She never said anything about you being Muslim.
No, but she spoke about the Holocaust once again. And then she tries to conflate war criminals to innocent victims. This is how demented she is, and that comes from her fucking background as an Israeli.
Rose, I have a question.
How can you conflate people who slaughtered women, children, elderly, compared to to people who targetedly, deliberately kill people? How is that the same?
Let me just add in, brother. I think Edward is right when it comes to she's a Catholic. Like if you
she's a Nazi.
Don't say that. Come on, if you were to give her a moral question of like, if somebody were to have murdered for me, if somebody were to have murdered my son, yes, I will murder them. I will.
But Wednesday, why do we have to give that example? We have a live example. We have a live example for Emeralds.
does she have a problem with trying and sentencing to death the Nazis?
No, she doesn't.
So why does she have a problem? Wait, so why does she have a problem? She's a disgusting hypocrite.
She didn't answer. We don't know.
Wait, okay, so then my follow-up question would be, if she doesn't have a problem with them, then why does she have a problem with American soldiers being sentenced and tried for their war crimes? Is it just wait, Benny, is it just because there's millions of them? No, I think she did it pretty clear earlier that she's against capital punishment. Even for the Nazis?
Against the Nazis, she is.
I think she's gonna be morally consistent. She will do that.
But that's the point. She said period.
Okay, fine. She said even for the Nazis. Okay, so she just did in the chat.
She said earlier that she's against capital punishment.
She did in the chat, right? Yeah. So okay, great. Yeah.
And by the way, like this is not that about Sanders. I think the Nazis all should have died for their crimes against innocent people, just like I believe that the Israelis should die for being killed, just like the Americans.
Is this surprising?
I can see parts of you. They took life, sir.
I know, but you're giving them mercy by just killing them, honestly.
No, you're not, because this is, you gotta understand,
torture them?
my rule of, I understand what you're saying, sir. That's fine, that's your standard. My standard comes from God. The law of God says man should not take innocent life. And if man or woman take innocent life, they face capital punishment. That is not my standard.
But what I'm saying, yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to let you see my side of it. Is that them suffer on this earth? Let them suffer on this earth. Wait, and then they're gonna, since you're a believer, let them get the even worse punishment in hell.
No, they forfeited their right to live when they killed other innocent people. Sorry, we are going to carry out God's laws. That's how it works for me.
But God's laws,
God's laws supersede every human laws. And once again, we put them on trial, and if they are found guilty, capital punishment.
Yeah,
no one said you just killed them.
That's not how it's an Islamic law works.
That's what I
they're
said.
found guilty doesn't mean automatically they're put to death. You can't just. First of all, there has to be a certain standard of evidence, right? So you have to, on a case-by-case basis, bring enough evidence.
Hey, we're saying we have the evidence.
We're saying we have the evidence. We have doctors. We have video. We have many different things to show that these people were purposely executing innocent lives.
Yes.
And in Islamic law, anyone found guilty of that, it is capital punishment.
Even then, no, that's not necessarily the case, right? So you would actually, even under Islamic law, there are people, there are murderers that do not get executed, because it would depend on how the family feels, like the family of the executed.
Oh, of course. Well, if the family is saying that they want mercy for them, then yes, that is also part of
payment. So it's not just corporal punishment all around, right?
Yeah. Give me the money. I want the money. Give me the money. Where is my money? Give it to me. Where's my money? Give me my money. Money.
People, she wasn't just talking about.
Where is my money? Give it to me.
You were saying anybody who served died, yeah.
Not every single person. Anyone that's in the IDF who's been, they have evidence.
That's not what you were saying earlier. He gave the example of the cook. And he said,
no damn war crime. That's why I told you that's so point.
You didn't say no at that point. You said anybody.
Because I'm not listening to nonsense because everyone knows a cook, if they're cooking, what does that have to do with killing people, innocent people?
Because they're supporting the people that are killing.
No, they're not. They're in the military.
Yes, they are. They are providing sustenance for those in order to commit war crimes. So that would have,
and they will get the appropriate punishment.
Can you bring up Prince? And that's what I'm trying to say. So if you actually do the due diligence and go through the whole legal process, you're going to end up with a minority of people that you can actually. We're using the Nuremberg trials and the Tokyo trials.
Only tried the officials. They didn't try the soldiers beneath them. They only tried the top officials.
Well, it depends on the severity of the crime that was being alleged.
I'm saying the Nuremberg trials only passed judgment on the officials. Because they saw that they saw that these people were taking orders, so they shouldn't try the people who took orders.
No, you haven't read into the Nuremberg.
The majority, yes, the majority were officials.
The reason why, by the way, it was actually taken off the table.
Who cares about the Nuremberg trials? What I'm saying is, because we're using it as a precedent. Yes, but I'm saying is, if you're gonna let this finish.
Just the resistance, you said everybody that turned in the idea that supported the Israeli regime. And I told you that's millions. That's what you said.
Did you actually read it in the Nuremberg trial? I was ordered to do so.
And once again, I just said I will correct what I'm saying. It's very simple. People who are committing actual war crimes, not common cooks or people who shine boots.
Never had one lesson.
People who support the Israeli
He
regime.
just corrected himself.
Just like a lot of things that he says are wrong, he recognizes that that was wrong. Now, if we're going to the Nuremberg trials as a
Benny, because I sat here and I was very clear, and he said we need to accommodate them, to house them in camps, right?
I know, I didn't say camps, I said prison. I didn't say camps, I said prison. You see, now you're changing my words. Now you're lying. No, that's what you're saying. You're saying camps. I said prison. I said prison.
You linked the analogy to the camps,
I said camps. If you want to put everything under the Jewish thing, the Holocaust, that's all you reference Holocaust is.
Places, and I added, yes, where they will concentrate them until
that's not concentrating, that's housing them. Housing them.
Yes. How are you going
That's not concentrating them, that's housing them.
Oh no, it's not concentrating them. No, what are you
doing? No, because let me bring up concentration camps. What concentration camps were places where they concentrated innocent people for execution. Prisons are housing places where they put alleged criminals.
And
do you not understand what a criminal is?
Every prison in the world, according to Emeralds, is a concentration
I have soldiers who killed innocent women, children, and elderly.
to trial them?
What do you mean? We're going to have a panel of different people from different nations, so it won't be biased. They're going to present the evidence, and then they're going to rule on these evidences. And whoever is found guilty.
And if that panel of judges decides that capital punishment is off the table, will you be okay with that?
He might not.
I won't be I wouldn't be okay with it. We would have to respect it because that's what the people have been.
I respect that answer.
Never had one lesson.
That's not what he said, Benny. He said this is his belief because he's a Muslim and that's what he thinks should be carried out.
But he's also saying that people doing this
I really can't figure out how to play this flute. This Iranians really know how to play this.
International bodies will not be using Islamic law. They will be using international law. So they will be using the Nuremberg trials and the Tokyo trials as a precedent.
Sure. You want me to be honest with you? If it was
he just told you he's fine with it. If that's what happens. Benny, there's a difference between what you think should happen.
I'll be honest. If it was up to me, the only people that would be on that trial board would be Palestinians and Israelis. to see who the real people really want justice are.
Honestly, I think Ambrose has been pretty consistent, guys. Like, she's just saying what she believes. So, like, you know, she's a dissenting voice. She's an ally to us.
Because I've been waiting for this. She's an ally for hard way of speaking. I find it
Alright, guys. Is he in the Matrix?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Doom could go and then Prince goes, right? That's the good then Prince.
So I've been listening, and you know I can understand further resistance because I'm Muslim as well. But I'm not going to give the classical argument that you typically hear on Clubhouse or social media. I'm going to go another route. So I think the problem that I have when it comes to war crimes and things like that, which is why the UN criticizes Israel, distinct from Judaism. We're not going to make this a religious discussion. My critique is that when you're talking about a right to live, because I've been in places where there were Zionists, hardcore Zionists saying, like, we believe in a two-state solution, we believe in right for Israel to exist. Okay, fine. But also have that same right for Palestinians. But when I look at reports of, like, the IDF destroying a water supply that 98 to 99.9% of the people that are non-combatants depend on, that's not defense, that's offensive. You should be punished for that, because what you're doing is you are contaminating the water supply of non-combatants. So what if they support, you know, whatever, you know, but the thing is that they're not holding guns, they're not pointing rifles at you. What they do is that maybe they're pissed off people. That happens when a hotel or a housing complex is bombed and a father has to pull his child out the rubble when he's poor and all this and that. You have to understand that breeds hate. I don't mean to sound like a Jedi or Master Yoda, excuse me, but it's like that brings hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering. I'm kind of spinning that around, but my point is that I think for those who support of the Israeli government have to understand the hatred that some of these poor people have, because they don't have no hope, they don't have no education, they are very limited in resources. What do you expect them to do? If someone says, hey, you know, women, or Mr. Doom, by the way, if you do this, if you bomb this Israeli complex, God will give you paradise and surround you with a surplus full of things. That might sound like a good idea. That's a sweet deal to the average poor person, because I have no hope. I have nothing. But for someone that says, well, you know, the Palestinians need to understand our plight, it's like, no, this is not a one-sided argument. You need to understand there are people that are suffering on the other side as well. So I can understand Mr. Resistance' point of view. That's all I wanted to say, and I'll crash slam my jet.
Respect, bro.
My takeaway is now I understand fully why the.
It's not your turn. It's Prince's turn.
Okay, Boricua.
Thank you. Okay. What really matters in this conversation is who have the power. When your mic is shut, bro.
Yeah, word, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Do you hear me now? Yeah, we can also hear the background noise. I'm not sure. You're in a club. Is it super far? Yeah, you're in a club, man. I'm not the gym. Can you hear me, or should I say this?
We can hear you, but we can also hear everything in the background.
Yeah, but we could. Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay, so the real question here is who has the power. When the Western Allies had the power, the Americans had the power over their mainland. They put the Japanese and the Germans down, and it was used to be normally fine. Later, not so much. That's fine. When they had the war, they did a number of trials
not based on any legal precedents in the past. They made it up as they were. For virtuous justice scholarship continues, I will Palestinian liberation. Then we'll have to comply by international norms that are sometimes used and sometimes not used, depending on how superpowers, depending on the interest of the superpowers. And we're no different than that. So spare me the hypocrisy. We're no different. The United States went into war, invaded Iraq, and resulted in over 1 million dead people with the existence of international. It did it because it has the power. Now, Australia used to say, if we have the power, I don't give two shits about international law that doesn't protect people just because on the basis of the interests of nation states that have it. So it doesn't matter. You can take your international law and shove it up your ass. It didn't save the million Iraqis, didn't save the Afghans, didn't save the Somalis, didn't save the Gazans, didn't save the West Bankers, right? Didn't save the Lebanese. According to Islamic
machine, man, someone's waiting their turn.
According to Islamic laws, every single individual who aided and abetted, I don't give a shit if he was a cleaner in the army, we have the right to take the life. That is according to Islamic teaching. Now, whether or not we take the life is up to the Islamic court and the ruler. But the justification for exacting the capital punishment on them is there by God. So that is my position. If we have the power, we can take out every single capable combatant who, from your paradigm, will be considered not combatant.
Prince AJ. Yeah, my takeaway from this room is that now I understand full well why the Umayyads cautioned against converting non-Arabs to Islam.
Anyway, we can move on.
That was racist.
You just want to move on from that?
I mean, we know it's racist. We know it's racist, and we know it's ghoul.
You're right. You're right.
Don't tell me that.
It's like a flea. You can't get rid of it.
This is history. It's what the Umayyads did.
He is like a flea.
We can move on. True. Next.
Move on? Really? This is just normal?
What's the problem with what he said? I don't get it. Maybe I misunderstood.
We have genocidal Zion comments and crazy stuff.
That's not normal either.
Yeah, Black Rabbi talks about killing
That's not normal
Palestinian
either.
babies.
I don't understand. I literally wrote it today.
Yeah, but you can't compare what I just said to what these people say.
Yeah, what I'm proposing is very reasonable away from the theological argument.
Oh, she's talking about Prince.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Anybody helping the sustainability of the enemy army is a target. Is a legitimate target. Cleaner, cook, nurse, doctor, legitimate target. From a non-theological perspective, I can make this argument as an atheist.
Bro, let the women speak. I'm tired of hearing these guys talk.
Why don't you speak? You're a woman.
Never mind. I'm not going to say what I wanted to say. It's okay. I'll just be the bigger man. It's from the...
I didn't realize how many people are in the room. Sorry, I was feeding on the...
Yeah, we should just churn up the numbers so this way we take all of Amir's audience.
I just want to be very clear. I have many Muslim friends from many sects. I've never heard anybody evoking that type of a Muslim narrative. Like, very, very...
Because they don't know. They're
This
not
is
honest with you.
definitely not
It is. Go look it up.
a representative of what I know.
Wait, what are you talking about, Rose?
The ones you know are probably liberal, and their opinions don't matter. What matters is...
Wait, Prince, which part, Emeralds? Which part?
You know which part.
No, I don't. I think I missed some of your shit, man. You need a new phone or a new mic. I don't know. Start a GoFundMe, Prince. I can't hear you. Just shut up. Emeralds.
Everybody.
What part do you think is like the extreme part?
Sharia law?
Yeah, what about it? What did he say?
I don't know many Muslims that want to live under in a state that doesn't separate church and state. Even if they are devout Muslims. Okay, well, from my experience.
Wait, Emery, you were having a whole conversation with Cynic last night.
By the way, that's not true. You can look up Gallup and if you research over.
Guys, let her finish her point.
She did.
You literally cut her off.
I did.
Before in the past few years, I've had the opportunity because even if I did engage with Palestinians in the past, I didn't have the opportunity to engage with so many people from the region before in such an intense manner. And the one thing I have learned that is very, very consistent, people are conservative, but the majority of them recognize the fact that that doesn't mean that that has to be an inherent part of the sovereign country. And most of them are actually against it, which is beautiful. And that's the type of I respect faith. I don't respect institutionalized religion. And at least my experience, and from my Egyptian friend to my Yemeni friends, Pakistanis, one of my best friends is Yemeni. Pakistanis, even if they are conservative, and some of them are, and some of them more liberal, not many would advocate for a state that is inherently religious.
So, Amrose, I think you have to separate two things. Wait.
She supported Hugo Chavez. She supports the Soviet Union.
As I asked her a question, let me respond to her. Amrose, I think you have to separate two things. Advocating or being as a Muslim, I'm not gonna live in a country that doesn't have Sharia law is one thing. And if it happened to be a country where they do start Sharia law, accepting it and living there is another thing. I think maybe the pool of Muslims that you've spoken to might not be representative, but I could easily say the majority of Muslims would be happy if their country actually practiced Sharia. Wait. In its entirety and in its proper form is one major thing. Proper Sharia law.
Okay, so wait a second.
I agree that it's not your experience with the Muslims spoken to, but I really don't think it's representative.
Your experience is anecdotal. Look up the numbers. There are some of the student comments were according to the Palestinian Authority, 85% were told an authority to read the draft constitution basically, and in it it says Islam is the religion of Palestine. Sharia law is the main source of legislation.
And to them it's the most fair, most just, and no other.
It's not Abdul.
So, Sharia law hasn't really been practiced appropriately.
It's not
a very long time.
You just
I don't know. I think Afghanistan now is doing a job.
One at a time, Betty Adams, then Edward, then
or is it Muhammad?
Betty Adams.
I was just saying that Afghanistan is doing a pretty good job of abiding by Sharia law, and Iran as well. Albeit they're Shia, there's some differences, by and large they do abide by Sharia as well. Those would be the closest nations. Northern Nigeria as well. You have some examples.
No, they're not.
Raises his
Okay, this is not serious anymore.
to the country.
Really? I don't want to put you down the audience. Can you just say it?
Does he do
So many Adams knows perfectly well that these are not representations of proper Sharia law.
What do you mean by proper Sharia law?
Would prefer to live under Sharia law?
It depends on how you define Sharia law. So I think
Sharia law is Sharia law. We can't have a conversation if we don't know what it is. Right. Well, you can't say Sharia law is Sharia law. Yeah. What I'm saying is maybe we should ask Emerald what are some things that she's heard about Sharia law that she thinks is so outlandish. Wait. That Emerald thinks is so outlandish that the majority of Muslims believe it. Like, if you tell me the majority of the world agrees and believes in whatever Zionism, I'd be like, what the fuck? There's something really shit in Zionism.
The thing is that the concept of Sharia law is not what terrifies me. Because I think I'm the only person on stage that, or maybe one of you actually lives in a country that has Sharia courts. I'm probably the only one that lives in a country that doesn't separate church and state. I said I didn't say I'm positive about that. So I understand that Sharia law is not this everybody makes it out to be. And I also understand that the concept of separating church and state is paramount to actually just live like society. Okay, why? Why? To me, Sharia law is just as bad as the rabbinical law today in Israel. It's not, to me, it's just as bad as Islamic concept of not separating church and state.
Ambrose, you're using a failed example of applying church and state to be one.
I'm telling you that my aversion to Sharia law is not the fact that it comes.
No, I understand. It's that you saw an example in your own country, and you're like, how can anybody apply it?
Religion, in my opinion, has no place in a democratic sovereign.
Yes, but what I'm trying to tell you is Sharia law. What I'm telling you is Sharia law would never do what Israel is doing.
It doesn't matter. Because if you want a country to be a pluralistic country that has equal rights for all,
there are equal rights under Sharia.
No, there are. Zion, no matter how much a country that is
honestly, you don't even know what it is.
A country that is based on a single faith or a single religion, no matter how much it tries, will always prioritize that religion.
There is no compromise.
And they know how to
hold on. Under Sharia law, can a Muslim woman marry a non-Muslim man? No, because it's religion. Great. Okay, beautiful. So that's a point. She was non-Muslim. Yes, I know. So a woman born to an Islamic family, both run into it, right? She is not allowed to marry someone who is not Muslim. No, she's Muslim. Okay, great. So, not by choice. She's not Muslim by choice. She's Muslim by birth. Right? So, hold on. Bullshit. This is reality. Why is a woman? No, but this is a premise, right? I chose one of the easiest, most non-controversial examples I can find. Right? This is a premise which Emerald would find detestable because she would want a pluralistic, liberal, lowercase l liberal society in which there was more freedom, in which anybody could marry anybody.
Yeah, but that's not true. You won't have to write. So for some of you, it could be difficult.
As long as there is
you will write in John Kitover. You will difficult. But if you're a Republican,
so now you're equating a Muslim woman, right, marrying a Muslim man, a non-Muslim man, sorry, is equivalent to somebody marrying a Muslim. Nice try. She's not gonna marry a non-Muslim. No, there are plenty of Muslim women who would not be Muslim. That's true. Wait, one second. Not really, no. Like what? Wednesday, can you let Susan up? Don't Christian lady want to
Can I explain something? Can you hold on? Can I explain something? I'm going to check what Benny gave us an example. Now, within the state. The idea of marriage within the state. The idea of marriage is restricted to religious marriage only. And that's just a minor example. The concept of not separating church and state, to me,
it's a dumb example because liberal societies place restrictions on people no matter what. No, this is the atheist, right?
I have no problem with the Sharia law or rabbinical courts or rabbinical courts existing and communities and people individually choosing to opt to take their cases under their jurisdiction. It's a personal choice. That's fine.
You're going down this dangerous point.
No,
it's not. What I'm telling you is it's not. Amrose, listen to me. This might be the only option in Israel. I don't know. What I'm telling you, under Sharia law, non-Muslims get married and do their family affairs and do their inheritance and do all these things according to their own religious laws. So if you're not, and then you want to get married, you're going to get married in the church or in whatever.
And do you think the church will allow to Christian with a Muslim? That's the whole point.
That's what I'm telling you. If a Muslim girl wants to marry a non-Muslim guy, let her leave. Let her leave the religion. If she's not happy with the rules of that religion,
it's not about leaving the religion. It's about the state not providing an option.
It doesn't matter. There is an option. I just told you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Christians under Islam and Sharia laws at the time of the Prophet get married according to their own religious laws? Yes. Okay. What's the problem? No. You don't understand the problem. Hold on. There is no problem. There is no problem. All societies place restrictions. Not every. Yes. There are going to be restrictions. Yes. Hold on. I'm speaking. I'm not denying that there's going to be restrictions. I understand what you're going to say. Listen, the restrictions that are going to be placed around the institution of marriage, for example, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you because I know where you're going with this. And then kids don't take a long time answering. Listen, the restrictions placed under the. Is your name Prince? Oh, you said Prince first? Okay, go. Okay, there are restrictions in all society no matter what, and you can never please everybody. If this is given society the power of these modern liberal states, they're governed by the authority of the people. The people, by majority in the democratic state, wishes to be governed in this fashion. It's the end of story. Don't put your minority, liberal, supremacist views on the entire population. That's what people like Ambrose love to do. We don't. We wish to be governed. We wish to be governed in such a manner. We will be governed in such a manner. That's it. Okay, great. So obviously there will be restrictions around institutions. The difference is where those restrictions come from. Now, in the case of a secular democratic state, it is the people who impose these restrictions through a democratic process. And these restrictions, this is keeping us 60, whatever it is. I'm not saying that there's going to be no restrictions whatsoever. It's how you come to these restrictions, how you come to how the law is different. In your respect, from your standpoint, there are certain things that can never be changed whatsoever because it is God's law. It is a divine law. You cannot change God's law. It's a divine law to apply to the people who believe in that divine creator. That's it. We should also no, because in the cases of, for example, someone who is born to a Muslim family, there are also, in certain cases, not necessarily always, but in certain cases, there are apostasy laws. So you can't plead.
We should also make it clear here too that unlike Christianity, and not to pin two religions against each other, I don't do that. But in Islam, there is a legal system that's built into Islam and a way of governance. So that's what governing and a legal system.
Yeah, what we're advocating for is a secular democratic system. Let me just land. I'll be very quick.
There isn't just one way. It depends on the school of thought in Islam. So there isn't just one type of government. There's one set of laws or a legal system, yes. But the government structure and how those laws are applied and you know, the representation of the people, that's all dependent on, you know, what type of nation Muslims decide to set up. So you can't. There's no one size fits all when it comes to Islam, except for the legal body.
I intentionally chose an example. Wait, guys, I intentionally chose an example that is universal in Islam. That a Muslim woman cannot get married to a non-Muslim man.
Yes, he's a Muslim. Regardless of what she believes, she's a Muslim woman. She's not gonna want to get married to a non-Muslim man. That's it.
Say something. Wait, but let's assume she runs. First, I just want to add something quickly before that. Like everybody, not only in Clubhouse, we love to talk about Sharia law and like nitpick the challenges in it. And we leave the bigger picture. Okay, let's look at America. Some states are secular states, and everybody like, I'm a Muslim, I can marry a Christian girl. My sister, if she lives in California, she can marry who the hell she wants in the, let's say, San Francisco court. Okay? But then let's look at the society. Put Sharia aside, and let's take a white Southern girl from America who's Christian. With her family, let her marry a brown woman from Pakistan or Afghanistan or Palestine. No, she will go against them. Okay, let's look at Arabs in a secular state, any Arab secular state. Imagine, hypothetically speaking, Arabs suddenly decided, hey, we want to become secular. Let's separate Sharia from all the laws that we have. No family on planet Earth who's Arab will allow a Christian girl to marry a Muslim guy or vice versa.
Even if it's secular Iraq in Syria, that wasn't allowed.
It's the family. It's pure. It's not the religion. It's not Sharia. Like Rose, what's your religion, if I may ask?
I'm Jewish. Would have not had no issues with it.
You see, Susan, never ask a question if you don't know the answer. But here's the thing: there are what gives the states the freedom to prevent me from making business with Russia, China, or Iran? Where's my liberal freedom? Saying there's no restrictions. Yeah. You don't want this restricted. You don't want this restricted. You don't want the Islamic restricted because. Nobody hears I'm an Islamic guys, one by one. I'm an anti-Semite, okay? Listen, nobody here is advocating for anarchy. What we are saying is we want a system of rules and laws in accordance with the will of the people.
So live in a country where
the will of the people is that we are You are a hypocrite. The will of the people is Sharia. That will change.
Wait, Prince.
Good life.
What do you care if a bunch of Muslims rounded themselves up, went to a country, and established their law with Sharia law? Don't live there. You're not even Muslim.
You mean like Zionism?
What do you? It's not like Zionism.
What do you think happened to the people living there?
What?
What do you think happened to the people that were living there before these Muslims?
I didn't mean like they're going to displace people. I'm saying now, for example, I live in Kuwait. If the whole country decided we want to be fully, 100% Sharia law, what the fuck do you care? What do you want?
Okay, listen, that's fine. I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Nothing to do with.
Did we ever say we're gonna go conquer a country and force the inhabitants to be under us like Zionism?
Hold on. But not all people living there, right? It doesn't matter. Not all people are like the law. You fucking hypocrite. You
What?
Not all people living there.
Because the majority of Israelis believe that it's okay to genocide and ethnically cleanse Palestinians doesn't make it legit.
Yes, and where is the genocide or ethnic cleansing that's happening in Sharia law?
That's not the point. You spoke about.
Listen, you're traumatized by your ethnocratic state, and you're pushing it on Sharia law.
No, Zion.
Which you've never experienced and haven't seen a modern example of, so you can't judge it.
No, it's not about Sharia law. Quit making about Islam. It's not. It's about the concept of the will of the people.
The will of the people is Sharia.
The majority of the people vote in Sharia.
We want Sharia. We want Sharia. I don't understand. Because they're supremacists.
Sharia.
They are
In
liberal
America, we want
supremacists.
Sharia. We don't want nothing else.
If the majority of the people are willing to force the minority to live under a law,
that's what democracy is.
That's not forcing. It's democracy.
Prince and resistance. Wait.
Hold on. This is the misunderstanding of democracy. Democracy is the rule of the majority and protection of the minority. If you break that, it becomes fascism.
Does Sharia law not protect the minority?
Because the minute you force a minority to live under a religious system of a religion, it doesn't subscribe.
A law infringing on your rights and your protection.
Because I'm living in a country that is governed by a law of a religion.
Yes, and how does that mess you up? What can you not do? You can practice Judaism. You can marry a Jew. What else do you want? What are your other examples? What can you do under Sharia law as a Jew?
Zion, the thing
they can't marry other women.
Listen, you need to understand that this is not about religion or
That's
the
what
other.
they want.
I understand your point. You're saying the system.
No, Zion, please let me finish the thought, okay? You need to understand that these systems never end well. We've seen this happen over and over in history, and it's not because there's something inherently wrong in Islam or Judaism or Christianity. It's because that's human nature. We are very susceptible to being corrupted by power, and if we neglect to uphold the principle of rule of the majority and protection of the minority, we always end up with fascism. It's not just about the voice of the majority. It's understanding that as a majority you have responsibility. Listen, no. It's about understanding that right now you might be the majority. So, but if you take into account the fact that one day you might be a minority, how would you like to be just a minority? That's how you treat the minority when you're the majority.
I understand your distinction. Listen, Rose. I'm not saying you're against Islam or you don't like the religion or you're saying that the religion is doing bad things. I get that. I never thought that anyways. I understand. However, there is a distinction here. Right now, in today's world, if you tell me some random Arab country decided to do Sharia law, I would be very worried. Because like you said, I would be worried that they're going to use Sharia law, be under the guise of Sharia law to push corruption. Because that's what a lot of countries are doing. Same thing with the West. And this is exactly what Zionism did. So yes, in principle, I agree with you. That's why I prefaced this whole thing and said, number one rule, if Sharia law was practiced according to what God intended it to be, we as Muslims believe it is the most just, most beneficial law to humans. Will we follow it? Wait 1 second. Now, Allah is
hold on. I would like to say something.
If it gets, after Prince. If we follow Prince, we're good. If we don't follow it, could we not follow it? Possibly. Could there be a corrupt leader that's going to say, I'm going to establish a Sharia state and use it to his power? Yes. But in modern day history right now, we have no example of Sharia law. You can't say what you're applying to Zionism and apply it to us. You can't. Edward, then Prince.
I'll be quick, and then Prince, you can go. I just wanted to say, hello. So I just wanted to say, when it comes to Sharia law, when it comes to Islam in a nation, it is a moral code that Islam provides, that state. How and what I've heard here that's been conflated is representation of the people and minorities versus majorities. These things are not, how should I put it? A state has a choice under Islam how it wants to govern itself, as long as the moral core of Islam is a part of that. So you could have a monarchy versus a almost secular democracy, and definite democracy. You can have full representation as long as it doesn't go against the moral principles of Islam. So it's not about minorities and majorities. We have a minority Islamic, minority Muslims in a country. The
set for that nation in a constitution, and still everybody is treated equally, and so there's no ambiguity there. There's no issue there. You can have whatever nation you want, as long as so we shouldn't confuse the two. We shouldn't confuse Islamic principles with the modern representation of a Western nation. They're both still compatible with each other, unlike other religions.
Okay, Prince, you can go now, but guys, I want us to actually have a conversation. Like, I don't want to fucking call on everybody and just talk normally. Don't interrupt each other.
Okay, can you hear me good or?
Yeah. Yes. We're used to that.
Okay, good. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. From the great prince to the simpletons of this room and to the honorable people of this room. Here's the thing. No offense to Ambrose and Bani Adam, two anti-Islamic rule people, which is quite clear and obvious, as much as you'd like to say, no, it's obvious. We know it. We know it, and it's fine. Just be proud of it. Here's the thing. Both of you, and people like you, are hypocrites and liars, right? You talk about the will of the people. The will of the people has been, for many years, to implement Sharia law. I'm not talking about my own opinion. I'm talking based on polling from non-Islamic friendly or non-Islamic sources. We're talking Pew Research, Gallup, CNN, a lot of other polling. Even the PA in Palestine did a polling and found that 85% want to implement Sharia law in Gaza, West Bank, and East Jerusalem. Okay? This is the will of the people. And in any given society, there are things that minorities don't like. Today in the United States, there is a minority that doesn't like the separation of church and state. But what you want, Ambrose, what Bani Adam want, you're hypocrites and liars, and you want the tyranny by the minority. You want the tyranny by minority. You want to impose on us your liberal views because you don't like our Islamic rule, right? I live in the UK. Wallah, I don't mind if tomorrow morning the British government announces that it is transforming its governance system to a theocratic Christian system. I will then either stay and live among them or leave. But I'm not going to oppose it. The will of the people of Great Britain, the majority of the Brits want to live under theocratic Christian law. I don't mind it. It's not my place. And I think Muslims who argue against it, we want secularism, because fuck you, shut the fuck up, it's not your country. At the end of the day, you're an immigrant, descendant of an immigrant. You know it's not your culture. You know your culture is very different. So spare me the Muslim liberal hypocrisy as well, right? There are many things in Western liberal societies that infringes upon a minority, right? When the United States had a heated conversation over same-sex marriage, the majority of Americans rejected it, including the most liberal state in the Union, California. 65% voted against it. Shut up, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. 65% in 20 voted against same-sex marriage in California in the ballot. And what happened? The tyranny by a minority and the accepted same-sex marriage, and they would have voted for it in a referendum. But they impose a tyranny by a minority the same way you want to impose a tyranny by a minority. The will of the Arabs, the will of the Muslims is to have Sharia, even outside of the Middle East. 75% of Pakistanis want Sharia, and the numbers are similar in other Muslim majority countries.
Shit, even here in America, all the Muslims want Sharia.
Well, America and Canada and a lot of Western countries their laws are based on Christian laws.
Susan, actually, I agree with Susan. What you want to do, what Ambrose and Bani Adam want to do to Muslims in their own country.
Yeah. See, that's the difference. What we want.
Move to Pakistan. Move to Saudi Arabia.
No, brother. Hold on. Once again, what we want is irrelevant to what the people voted for. See, that's the difference. See, the Muslims here, like everywhere else, we respect what the law of the land is, because that's what Allah and His Messenger told us to do. But that still doesn't change the fact that Muslims here would like Sharia. Point blank.
Well, you're not getting it, buddy.
Yes, that's fine. You can say that.
The thing is that today's world, it would be extremely
No, we're gonna have it here in America too.
Guys,
that's why we're gonna beat you Yahoo.
Guys, we're talking.
We're gonna beat you Yahoos to submission.
All right, resistance. Stop it.
That ain't anti-Semitic.
Rose was talking, guys. Okay, she's gone. Next.
Let's just try not to be anti-Semitic, guys. Come on. Let's just have the
It's not anti-Semitic to say we want the Jews or the Christians to become Muslims. What's anti-Semitic about that?
It's just you said something about filthy.
You said you want to beat them up. I didn't say nothing about filthy. What the hell is wrong with you people?
She's gone. She's gone because this aggressive Muslim man is threatening Jews, which is not cool.
I didn't threaten them. I make promises. I don't do threats. Listen, what ruins it is people like him they speak against Islam and they speak against the laws of Islam. I don't respect people like these people.
The fuck are you talking about?
So why don't you go back to wherever, gay Tel Aviv or wherever you guys want to be? You guys go there. Muslims don't want to be there. We don't care about those places. Hold on. Are you telling me that there's not Palestinian people who are secular? They do not practice Islam? Okay, then I don't care for them.
Bro, guess what? You should have. Why didn't you take up arms to join the caliphate when ISIS was taking over in the Middle East? Oh no, you couldn't because
First of all, ISIS, they're not Muslims. They commit crimes against Muslims. They commit crimes against Muslims.
Okay, that's a sin, but they're still Muslims.
It's a major sin. It takes them out the fold of Islam. And yes, it does. Muslims that kill other Muslims do.
Not practicing doesn't make you secular. I just want to put that out there.
Find a single scholar of a takfir ISIS you want.
Are you nuts? Of course they have.
No,
yes, there is. I'll put it in the chat now. No, you can't tell me nothing.
Yes, I can. I know more than you do.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You don't know more than me.
Bro, you joined yesterday.
Brother, when practice Islam, I don't want to hear what comes out your mouth. Practice it.
It does make you more Muslim now.
No, it doesn't, you white boy. No, it doesn't, white boy.
It is true.
I'm gonna reset the room.
I'm just not a pussy, and I don't.
Well, white boy makes you gay, so you're gay.
Shut up, ninja.
Oh my goodness. Enough.
I think is it 80 Arabs only make up 20% of the Muslims.
Yeah, but who has the
What happened?
Yeah, thank you. This guy, just for the fact that I told him that if you want Sharia in America, and as a Muslim myself, you have to respect the law of the country that you're in. He literally accused me of being a faggot from Tel Aviv, of being a secular Palestinian.
I didn't say. You see, why do you people lie?
Who's you people?
I didn't say you were a faggot.
Say faggot or
put this coward into submission.
When resistance, you know what I sacrificed first.
Right. I'm about to read
and like I said, these people are liars. Because I'll read you, brother. I'll read number of scholars right now, Sunni scholars.
Okay, before you start,
Rockford, ISIS.
Okay, before you start that,
people are liars. They lie.
Resistance. Before you start that, let him.
Munafiqs is what they are.
Let him complete before you start that and move on to something else. Let him complete. Go ahead.
He's saying I didn't sacrifice anything for Islam. My forehead skin was sacrificed for Islam because I was circumcised when I was young. That's the bare minimum I did for Islam. So
are you trolling?
No. Why would I be trolling?
He's a Muslim, Palestinian.
Actually, no.
That doesn't make you a Muslim, Edward. This whole notion of, he's Palestinian, that don't make you a Muslim.
No, I said he's a Muslim. And
I don't care if he's Palestinian.
Okay.
No, I was asking Wednesday. She said, is he trolling?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say he was trolling.
Wait. أقسم بالله العظيم I am a Muslim. My name is Muhammad. يا جماعة الخير what's wrong with you?
Okay.
No, Susan's Muslim. I know Susan.
Susan, you're Muslim. Okay.
Susan was fasting today and I'm eating suhoor right now. What is this bitch doing in America, resistance? What are you doing in America, bitch?
I just made iftar, and I'm going to the masjid now to do tarawih while you're probably masturbating.
All right, okay. If you're doing Ramadan, it's just we
don't do Ramadan. We observe Islam, unlike you.
Susan, stop trolling, please. You got one more chance.
He just did takfir on me.
If I was Ebros,
I think she knows that we're
Hey, go put him down.
Put who down? Put who down?
The other cow with the beam, obviously.
Don't call people non-Muslims in Ramadan.
I'll say what I want, you coward.
Don't.
I'll say what I want.
Enough.
Zio, why are you putting people down for?
Because he's a clown. Because he's a clown. So what? He cursed at me and he disrespected me. Did you throw him down?
You coward. I didn't move you when you cursed at me.
You're a clown.
I only moved you.
And that's the problem with these disgusting tribes.
Why is everybody so upset?
That's the problem with these cowardistic, tribalistic Arabs. You're not better than me. Allah Ta'ala tells us that in the Quran.
If you are, stop.
Absolutely. No, I'm going to tell them the truth about himself. Because that's what Muslims do.
Okay, I have something important to say.
Okay, Dylan, what do you want to say?
Nobody's going to kick Israel's ass.
I'm going to kick your mama's ass.
And also,
why is Israel falling by itself? Is that what you said?
What's wrong with you where you're so obsessed with Israel?
Nobody was even talking about Israel right now. You're like,
wait, Edward.
Man, fuck Israel. All you dirty fucking Jews are gonna die. Go ahead and fucking Iran blows all you cocksuckers off the face of the earth.
Resistance.
Period.
Yeah, but what does it
now
say?
I love resistance.
What does it say about you?
Now I love resistance.
All right, don't.
Brother, fuck him up.
What does it say about you where you're so obsessed with Israel?
Shut up.
We were not talking about Israel.
Why is Israel obsessed with raping little children like Epstein and Ebru Barat?
Okay.
Why are they so obsessed with taking guns from children?
So you speak on behalf of all Israeli people because you've been reading things on the internet?
No, reading facts that have been put out by the FBI and the DOJ, and it's been exposed by their disgusting nature by the Bibi Netanyahu harboring a disgusting Jew that came to America trying to rape a little girl in Nevada, and then they flew him out in a private jet because you guys harbor pedophiles.
You don't realize how you're a sheep. You don't realize how you're reading.
And you guys are less than the shit that comes out of a goat's ass.
Here talking about why are we obsessed with Israel when we were not even talking about Israel. So who's the sheep?
Sir, look at the title of the room.
Who's the sheep?
Look at the title of the room.
I did the title.
I understand. Okay. So yes, Iran kicked Israel's ass. Yes. Like
yes, I did the title.
People.
I did the title of the room. You have a problem with that?
I don't have an issue with you putting that as the title, but nobody's going to be kicking Israel's ass.
Yes, they are. Ballistic missiles right up their ass.
I believe they did in June. I believe Iran really gave it to Israel in June.
I mean, the United States is using. I mean, if you're Israeli or a Jew, you should be wondering why the United States will be using Israel as like a guinea pig. What is going to do, right? Because we're not a people living in America, civilians. We're not going to get those ballistic missiles. The people in Israel will. And we saw what happened in Tel Aviv.
I have a question for you.
Guys try to hide it.
Why are you so fixated on this?
Fixated on what?
Because we hate those dirty Israeli terrorists. That's why.
As a Palestinian.
Sorry, Edward. Sorry. We're not fixated on it's called geopolitics. The United States of America might be going to war with Iran. So why would we not have a conversation about this? You know, since Trump wanted to be America first and no new wars, but it seems that Israel wants to bring us into a war like it always does. So yeah, we're asking the question, will Iran beat the crap out of fucking Israel?
I don't believe so.
I want to know how this impacts your life personally.
Well, for me, as a Palestinian, it impacts my life, my family's life. So a weakened Israel is better for Palestinians.
Weakened Israel is better than for America.
I think Israel is just going to take over the entire.
I think you are a Jew hater. I think you're an anti-Semite.
How do you get that?
And you're cloaking.
How do you get that?
Because you're trying to. You're trying to. Let me speak. Allow me to speak.
Let Dylan complete. One second. I want to ask you a question.
Let Dylan complete, please. Go ahead, Dylan.
Yeah, you're trying to mask your Jew hatred over with the guise of anti-Israel geopolitical.
How do you know?
Because this doesn't impact you in your personal life.
I just said it did. I'm Palestinian. My family is directly impacted.
The reason why you should be getting so worked up about.
Wait, I just told you. He said, how does this affect me?
I'm talking about Wednesday, sir. I'm not even talking to you.
Okay. Why are you ignoring what I have to say?
Because I'm just directly talking to Wednesday.
Oh, you're directly talking to Wednesday? I didn't even realize you was directly talking to me. I thought Edward was next to speak to. But how am I influenced by this? I have family in the military. Actually, a lot of my family's in the military.
I didn't ask
young men and women are in the military.
Okay.
My family. As a matter of fact, they're on Fort Drum right now.
I didn't ask your family.
I'm answering your question, sir. Thank you.
You're actually not, because
I'm answering your question, sir. I'm asking your question. I'm answering your question.
I need you to relax. I need you to take a deep breath.
I am relaxed. Here, this is me being relaxed. Okay. You want to see relaxed?
Right.
There you go. Relaxed. Look, Goo, you actually stayed long on this panel. Where did everybody go?
Probably to a different room.
Oh, shit.
You know, everyone wants to set.
What's wrong with y'all? I swear to God, men can't get along.
I don't tolerate nonsense from these people, and you know that. I don't care. I'm not like other guys. I don't care about it. I don't care about how they feel. These people are rooted in hypocrisy. Not me. My law is the Islamic law, point blank. I don't care about nothing else they're talking about. Nothing.
Edward, why do you keep on going off? Goo left. All right. Well, this was a good room, guys.
Yes. It exposed the hypocrites.
Hold on. I don't even know how to work this thing. And a bunch of Zionist, bitch boys came through. What you have for iftar?
I'm having it right now. Pasta. I'm having it's called chicken franchise. The grilled chicken, the lemon sauce.
Sounds good. I just had chicken.
But I always have dates first. I break my fast always with dates. You should always break it with dates and then some water.
Yeah, dates are good. All right, well, the room has. Oh, hey, Rumi. Hey, Mitty. I'm about to make this into a lounge. Okay. If y'all want to chill with my cafe.
Yeah, they all probably went to what's his name's room. You already know. The Indian hypocrite.
Oh, I don't give a fuck.
You know, that's where they always run to.
Mitch, come up. Oh, Mitch left. She said she'll come back. I was trying to understand Emerald's thing. I understand that she likes democracy, right? A secular democracy. But if Qatar decides to be full, like if Qatar says Sharia law, that's it, you know? If Kuwait says Sharia law, that's it. And if the minority don't want Sharia law, they can always go to a country in the West. Not every. It's like they're trying to make it seem as if every country has to be a democracy. Not every country has to be a democracy. This is a big planet. Some people just don't. I mean, if you go on to like, was it Libya? Is it Libya? Mm-hmm. Under Gaddafi, right? Under Gaddafi was, to me, in my opinion, was better than what they have now. After the United States destroyed it. And then the United States is not a real democracy. Don't let this lie. It's starting to be more. It's an oligarchy. It's a class system. To me, I feel like they're trying to put feudalism back. I was working the land again, taking away all the people who actually do work in the land, and now who's going to do the farming and stuff like that? AI is taking the jobs and stuff. Whatever. Anyway, y'all quiet.
Oh, I'm listening to you. That's why. I was saying that that's all they think about. That's the problem with people like many. They think Western values and these European values are all of say all.
Yeah,
I look at them; they're all idiots and they're crazy. My all is say all is God's law. That's it. The Quran. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. Too bad. I don't care about those idiotic comments. You're in America. You live in. I don't care. I'm a Muslim.
It's not though. I mean, if the people of that country want a secular country, then the majority will rise up to have a secular country. And then they haven't. So, but that's just what I think. Everything is about democracy. Some places just can't do it. The people like to be led.
All those people are sick. She's sick after I heard that. Oh, your people, the Jews in the IDF, could go kill innocent women, children, and the elderly. And their punishment is what? You just want them to be in prison? To watch soap operas and drink and do it. Pass my ass.
I know. I mean, I don't believe in. I do.
I question you know what's so crazy? That she's a hypocrite. Then she's not. This is what I mean about them. They're liars. Then you're not Jew, because the Jew is literally the ones who observe the law that was given to Moses. That's what a Jew is. That observes the Torah. You people are not Jews. Because even in the Jewish Torah, capital punishment is allowed. It is a ruling by the Almighty Creator.
She also lives in Israel, so maybe she doesn't understand the prison system in the United States and how.
She don't understand reality in life. That's what she don't understand.
It's for profit and this other stuff. But
until they kill, God forbid, until they rape or kill one of her mother or sisters or her daughter, she ain't gonna learn. She's gonna have to learn the hard way. I think it is. Cause see, it ain't her family members that's happening to. That's what the problem is. And then she wants to come with this fake sympathy. Oh, the Palestinians, I understand. I can't know what they go through. You don't know shit about what they're going through. Let alone do you care? Because you don't even want them to get justice. Imagine that. You care so much, but they can't get justice. Please.
Oh. Have you seen that series Peaky Blinders?
Of course. Who the hell has never seen Peaky Blinders?
Okay. You know, they're doing a movie, Peaky Blinders, on Netflix. Mm-hmm. The Immortal Man. I can't wait.
Late to the party, baby.
I'm not late. I've been watching Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay. And you watch Boardwalk Empire too, then, right?
No.
Oh my God, you're late, like I said. Yeah, you gotta watch that next. Watch Boardwalk Empire.
I'm still doing the James Bond thing. My ADHD made me drop it for a second. I think I'll go back onto it. Plus, there's other things. Bridgerton came back on. So.
You never watched The Gilded Age?
Yeah, I like The Gilded Age.
Oh, I'm about to say, guilty.
I find it fascinating how New York used to look back in the day.
My favorite show. Did you get to watch the new The Night of the Seven Kingdoms? The new Game of
Thrones? I finished it. Yeah.
That's the shit.
So Egg lied and said that his father could give him permission, right?
Yeah, little Egg is crazy. Little Egg on.
Wait, didn't he? But he lied. He said there were 9. He told what's his name, Duncan, there were 9 kingdoms. And he was like, they were 8.
Well, he's counting it because he's
coming back. Yay! Your daughter should be excited.
What's that?
The boy group BTS is coming back.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't even know.
They're gonna have a thing on us. Calling in now. And people will pay too. Hey, Yakov. Where is he?
Robin?
You want to come and
lose as much points as possible and stick with my tradition, but it ain't been working out.
I was at 0.5% or 2. They bring me down because I got sent to.
But your goal is still to be in the top 1.
You could be a the bad person, the bad kid. But yeah, this weather has been crazy, right?
Oh my God, for the first time in 30 years, our water came into our basement. It's never come in before.
Oh my God, it's sorry.
Yeah, it's melted. Raise the water table.
You gotta vacuum all that water out, right?
Oh yeah, pump. Yeah.
You gotta check the mezuzah when you sort that out, man. I'm saying.
What's that?
He knows what I'm talking about. You gotta check that.
Check what? I didn't hear what you said.
You gotta check the mezuzah when you're done with the flood. When you're done with the I'm saying.
I'm confused.
Yeah, don't understand.
Listen, leave Yako alone. He's
yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool. I ain't playing with him.
Well, I feel like I know you, Brandon. I don't know how I know you, but I know you. Jindib, come up. I'm not doing this.
How are you? How are you?
I'm okay.
How is New York?
Under a lot of snow. And once the snow melts, there'll be lots of dog poop all over the place.
He's absolutely right about that, though.
These people, they don't pick up after their dogs. They go and they poop on the snow piles. And then when the snow melts, there's like shit everywhere. Excuse my French.
New Yorkers do have a lot of dogs, huh?
There are a lot of dogs.
Well, they can blame that Mamdani guy now.
No, we've had a lot of dogs since before. No, we can't make. No, look, a lot of things you can try to throw it in, but owning dogs, like, that hasn't changed in the 1 month that or less than 2 months that he's been there. No.
I know, but you know what? He did a really good job this time. He decided to learn from his the mistake.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good idea. And I think the criticism about, well, it takes more identification to get a snow job than to vote, I thought that was not warranted.
Well,
I know he was meeting.
Just for tax purposes, you need to.
I'm following a story where those immigration people went into Columbia University and arrested a student named Mamdani told Trump she should be released, and she was released or something.
Well, he went to the Oval Office and met with Trump today. Very quiet meeting. Very quiet.
I wonder what Mamdani and Trump talk about.
I think they like each other. I think Trump actually likes him. He completely disagrees with him, but he likes him as a person.
Well, you know what it is? They're both populists, right? That's why Trump was able to get voted so many votes and be president the second time, because he is a populist. Like, those who vote for
Trump is a New Yorker. I mean, he's from New York.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help that the Democrats put pretty much a dead guy and then pulled him out and then put at the last moment.
Yeah.
That didn't help.
I mean, but they already have their winning. I think Gavin Newsom is gonna run for president. He's gonna win. He's definitely gonna win.
I think in America, I think New Yorkers are the most politically sophisticated Americans. Do you agree?
Most politically what?
Sophisticated. I think they know more about stuff than the rest of the presidents.
I'd like to think of ourselves, but who knows?
I think we. I agree with that. I think we do. I think because we're just everywhere all at one time. I don't know. We're so mixed with so many different peoples. We live in our own bubble, that's for sure.
Do you think New York is living in a bubble? Really?
Yes, oh, definitely. It is not. It is unlike any other place in the country.
It's true. I mean, it's not. It's definitely different than any other part of America. I'm pretty sure.
I think you refused to ask this the last time I asked, but what country are you currently living?
I'm a Palestinian. I live in the West Bank.
Oh, I thought you moved. I thought you emigrated someplace.
No.
Do you mind me
How
asking?
you finding it?
Finding what?
The West Bank.
I'm finding it. It's the West Bank. It's Palestine. It's where all the crap is.
I went up and down 1987 before the Intifada.
Yeah, I think they spoke.
Yeah, we went all up and down the West Bank. It was so beautiful. People.
Now say, how did you like it there? Like, do you love it in the West Bank?
How did you like it? Like he lives.
Jindin, all I have to ask is, did you build my house over there yet?
Look at that, man. She tried to immigrate. She tried to do Aliyah.
I built a couple of houses. Wednesday, I built a couple of houses.
Right, mine's have to be purple and pink.
Purple and pink, that would be very good.
Yeah, tell her. Shoot them for stones.
I'm not going to say explosives because that would be too obnoxious, but no, that ain't happening. It's tan, white. It's tan or white. And the light tan is. It has to be ugly and all the roofs are red. Ask for a brown roof and they'll look at you like you're nuts.
Yeah, okay.
It's just the way it is.
Okay, well then you can have a pink or purple painting.
That's too radical.
That's too radical. I see. So is it everything is turned to a blue?
We have that stone. We use stones for
exactly.
homes.
Intense color.
Is it everywhere?
Stone is everywhere, and you have different like pattern stones from different places. In the north it'll be white. There's the Jerusalem stone. There's the Hebron stone. There's the Jerusalem stone is actually some of the Jerusalem stone has a lot of pink in it, like a pink kind of.
Alright, so then I want to use that one.
Okay.
with the Hebrew stuff.
What if
See, black people are young. What's the CC? So he's black. And the light skin.
That's okay.
I don't know, Miss Cece. What's this?
No, but you gotta look at it like this. That's like me while I'm dating my girlfriend, and I introduce her to, like, I have this homeboy, like, when we want to go out and we want to have fun and we do all kinds of wild and crazy shit. That's not the homeboy that I introduce my wife to. She don't need to know him. Y'all see what I'm saying? So Clinton, Bill, we know plenty of images with Epstein. He is not introducing his wife to Jeffrey Epstein. Why would you do that? I'm just saying.
You know, I think there's a pathology of white heterosexual men who needs to feel the